should English be the global language for travel, for business, for scientific research, for education, for media and entertainment? So that's the debate we're going to explore. We'll start with this team. We'll go back and forth. Don't forget to think about notes and questions you might want to ask in the question and answer. I'll be keeping time and taking notes in the back. Otherwise, you can ignore me. Who's person?
Monsieur, can we walk around the room, or usually watch you stand over there?
I recommend you use the podium, but if you want to move around a bit, or if you have a hand or two, you can do that too. I've got your speeches here on my phone. One other thing too is Lily and Maxime. I should just chat with you guys at the end of class briefly. Maxime, yeah, just about your college. Okay. So we go.
Yeah.
Some shooter.
We agree that English are going to be the common language in the global. From nowadays, more than 350 million people speak English as their first language, and more than 430 million people speak as a second language. English has become popular in the internet, business, and science fields. As English expands, it's more and more common to become English speaking. English also leads to the best training and certification position of the world. If you want to learn more about knowledge and more about the politics during the world development, you can find English articles in journals and also researches. English also leads you to the best educations in the world. The highest university and the best educations also taught in English. If you wanted to turn your work on the world, the only position is to put your work on journals or other articles in English publications. Also, English is a combined language, including vocabularies comes from other languages in the world. So as the English evolving, and if people speaking English are be able to tolerate conflicts, appreciate personal individuals' differences, English can be developed to a better language considering more cultural and also phrases that can help others understand each other. Even though English has its short terms, but I believe as English speakers became more and more popular on the world and also combining other cultures and gaining more knowledge into the English language, English can be a better language and to be used as the globalization language in the world. Thank you.
So, hello everybody. So, English is one step away of being a global language. But the question is, would the idea of making English as a global language will bring more benefits than drawbacks? So, our position is that if English is going to become a global language, it will lead to many disadvantages. So, in this classroom, we are all from different countries, we all speak different languages. In our opinion, the way we act, the way we talk, the way we think, everything depends on the language we speak. It may not make any sense, but it's not a secret that all the languages have their own features. So the biggest problem now is that people are caring more about money rather than cultural importance. So the main idea for English to become a global language is easier access to economics problems, to business, to trade, and many other things. But our position is that people still need to learn their own language, the language of their country besides English. Because this fact will make an access to lots of benefits, and it's not going to let your own language to be extinct. Thank you.
Should we go into question just open it up.
Yes.
Anything can go. If you've spoken to other people, okay, go ahead.
Lily, I have a question. Two questions actually. No, one. Like, you said English gives the best training and best education.
Yes,
How do you define that? Like,
as in our common knowledge, which is the best university in the world? Harvard, Yale, Stanford. They are all from the United States and they all talk English.
Okay. Another question.
Good job, Lily.
you're so cool. Yeah, ask us a question. Go ahead.
You guys are asking to close your laptops too, please. That's for Maximum. Lily. Thanks. Other question? Should we go on to person 3 and then we can think about it? Okay. Thanks, Henry and Lily. Let's go on to person 3 then.
Cass?
Thanks, Gordon. Okay.
It is important to note that English should not be considered a superior language. However, because it is widespread, it should be recognized as useful and important. English is also ranked as the most used internet language. Through English, people from different countries, cultures, and belief systems can share ideas and concepts. For that way, education is spread. Business ideas can be exchanged, and a greater understanding through dialogue is made possible. Imagine living in a country and you only speak the mother tongue of that country. You have a great understanding of computers and you would like to study in Germany, Spain, or France. You wouldn't be able to because you do not speak German, Spanish, or French. However, if English were taught all around the world, you would be able to. English is like a bridge language. It can connect people and it can get you places. It opens opportunities for people. English allows a person to engage in life from a global perspective. Wouldn't it make sense? Wouldn't it make you hopeful if you would live in a world where we could all communicate, a world with more peace? How can you deny the world this chance? Thank you.
Thanks. We go on to
So, as Max said, English is a bridge language which is connecting people in many countries around the world. But like that's a very common view for English native speakers. And language is the part of culture, so it's making us who we are. It's like just our identity. It's part of like our country. So I think that language is very important to like be diverse in the world, just like show that not everyone is the same, and just like it's to show that other languages are important, but like the one language would be like very leading to groupthink and blind us to major problems.
Thanks, Victor. We'll open up back up for more questions.
So,
Peter?
yes, Max, I have a question to you.
Yes.
Like during the speech, you said, imagine you're speaking only your mother tongue language,
Yeah.
you're not speaking English. But the purpose of these debates, it was about talking like about English as a global language. So a language everybody is going to speak.
Yeah, that language.
So in this classroom, I think everybody agrees that English language is the mother language of the world. It glues, like it sticks people together, like even countries together. But the main idea of that is we also need to study our own language. Like the people need to study their own language except only English.
Yeah,
You're supposed to know English for sure because it's probably like the major language. But actually, you need to know your language, not only
Imagine
English.
you're in some country, I don't know, there's no English, okay? And you want to study in, or like I said, in Germany or something. But you don't speak German. If English was taught all around the world, you could easily, like it's like a bridge, you just walk on the bridge, go to German.
But what's the problem for German people to learn English and as a second language?
What?
What's the problem for German people to a second
No, we're
language.
saying
Yeah, it's a second language.
English is the global language for education. So we could learn German, but when we talk about education or business, it should be in English because everyone could understand each other.
Yeah, but anyways, like people now are learning English a lot, but it doesn't need to be a global language to.
Yeah, but in Spain you
We
can
speak
find a
more.
lot of colleges that teach in Spanish, and that's what we want to argue.
So it's
Everything
another
should be
question
in
already.
English, so you can go to Spain and study English.
Exactly.
But it's about like level of education in other countries. It's like are other countries learning English or not? But it's not about the globalizing of the English language.
Globalization of English language means that English is speaking all over the world, whether as a second language or third language or fourth language. It doesn't matter what is your mother tongue. We're not talking about we're only going to speak English as for our community. But using English as a globalization means that everyone can understand English, and that is important.
Wait, I thought we were talking about if English is gonna be the only language.
No, I'm saying
English
global
is
language.
the global, it's a global language. It doesn't mean it's the only language.
Probably it means that
You don't need a
school.
No, English is a global language because it's like the main language in the world. However, it doesn't mean that there will be no languages at all.
It means education.
It means that everyone will know English.
Yeah, but
but
if you teach English in all the schools and you don't start not teaching their own language, then your own language, they're gonna.
Yeah, but we already figured out that because of English becoming globalized, like lots of languages are becoming extinct, becoming dead languages. So because of English, like people stop talking like lots of languages. For example, Ireland, like nobody now is speaking Irish, only like old people. It doesn't. It's not. People are talking Irish in schools and families.
So our idea is that everyone could be bilingual, or they should be bilingual, because it has large benefits for your brain, like for business, it's everything related. And also, we know that language is an important part of the soul identity of a person, like Spanish for Spain or Russia for Russia. So then we're forcing to be English as a global language. It could be first language for Anglophone countries, or it could be second language for all other countries. But English should be there, should be taught to everyone, so we can all communicate with each other. We can have maybe peace in the world, because most of the problems are due because one country is not able to talk with other country, and therefore we could try to see if everything works out.
Yeah, like everybody agrees that it's supposed to be like the language people are gonna study in school and like talk with each other. But the main problem is that because of globalized of English, lots of different languages from different countries are becoming extinct because people prefer to speak English instead of their mother tongue language. Also, it follows lots of disadvantages. For example, it follows like high loss of culture. Imagine how many books written by writers who speak like different language are going to be extincted, and no one going to translate them in English because the language is going to be also extincted. Like nobody gonna care about it.
And we think that those languages are minorities, and if we spend all our money in these minority languages just to learn and to preserve them, we can all lose a big chance that it can be like globalization or teaching these people in poor countries English. Maybe you can argue that no one is going to be able to learn English because they don't have the resources. So instead of focusing this money to preserve
not
these
saying
languages, we could teach.
Why are we talking about money now?
No, I'm saying about English. If English language is going to be the global language, other languages are going to be extincted. If other languages are going to be extincted, lots of literature, lots of art also going to be extincted from other countries.
And also, like, you're from Spain, right? Do you really want Spanish to disappear someday? Like, you were saying that, why do we need to
No,
focus?
he's talking about minority language. Spanish is not related with it. So we don't have to talk about Spanish because it's not going to be extinct.
No, but imagine first like
But what if, like, people all start to speak English and somehow Spanish, Chinese,
well, it just depends.
Russian, it all becomes...
Well, I remember the trouble that I had learning English, so I will decide to when I was young, only learn English, and for me it will be fine. I may lose some identity, but then I can go to any country, I can do business with everyone, and we can have maybe peace in the world because everyone speaks the same language and has or shares some part of their culture.
But imagine if this tendency is going to be progressive, like globalization of English. Like future, your language possibly also may be extinct, as a Russian, as the Taiwanese, as like any language. It's just like for now, many like let's say languages of small countries are getting extincted, and maybe in the future, who knows, like in 20 years, all of our languages also may be extincted.
But the languages that are extinct are the ones that are like told for less than 10,000 people. We cannot relate any country language. All these languages are extinct of small minorities or small towns that have the different language. Even if you choose a small country and there are like 500,000 persons, these languages are going to be extinct in the next 20 years.
In the future, if all people are going to talk English, so maybe majority of people are going to see any purpose to speak, like for example, Spanish. If like anyways, like the whole what's for us to speak Spanish or to study Spanish in schools or study Russian in schools.
So
We
we
can
have
study English instead of these languages, and like the whole world is going to speak English.
So we're proposing English as a global language because it has a lot of common with all these many European languages, and because it's already told in many countries. Like for example, it's told in 50 large countries around the world use English as their main language or one of their main languages. So we think English could be one usage and English probably harder, not because it's harder, it's because it's different to these many European languages that look like. And it's not the way it's written.
I think we should continue debates. We can talk
Yeah, Thanks, guys. Let's go persons 4 and 5. We'll go person 6, and then open up for question and answer one more time before. Love to hear from Casper and Miles about this question and answer.
So, as you know, all of the things that you have now, your phone, your laptop, you have them because of globalization. However, what makes it so easy to get these things? The thing is that since English is a global language, it's easier for businesses and to go on the international market. So it means that it will be easier for you to get different varieties of things that you want to get. And for example, your fancy clothes, they come from different countries. However, they're also made in different countries, and the raw materials for them are also made in different countries. And in order for these countries to communicate well, they can speak English. Also, there's a connection between knowing of English and better quality of life and the gross national income per capita in the country. Here you can see the graphs. I'm gonna put them there. So as you can see on the graph, as the knowing of English in the country increases, the better quality of life around the world also increases. And the same happens with the gross national income when the knowing of the English increases, the gross national income in country also increases. However, can you imagine how hard would be our life without a language understandable by everyone? For example, if you go traveling somewhere and you want to go to a restaurant, you can't even order food without knowing in English, or you can't even ask where to go without knowing in English. Nowadays, English is very popular in business and finance and also in Hollywood blockbusters because a lot of movies, especially famous movies, are filmed in Hollywood and of course they're filmed in English. So it will be very interesting to watch movies in their original language. Second of all, if you want to become popular, like on stage by singing or something, you gotta sing in English. And English is also a language of travel because wherever you go, even if it's not England or America or Australia or other English-speaking countries, you can still speak in English, and there is a big possibility that people will understand you. English is kind of also considered to be the official language of the internet because, for example, if you want to post an article in the internet and you want to get a lot of views, you will probably write it in English because then there will be a bigger audience that will be interested in your article. There is also, if you know English, there is also power states like USA where you can go and also do your business there or study in universities or study in schools. And of course, if you know English like fluently, it kind of gives you a certain social status and it kind of puts you above people who don't know English.
Thanks, guys. Let's go on to
What's
person back on this side.
Max, go.
EPI.
Go.
Ah.
Question is great.
It's from the United Nations. I think. This works from the United Nations.
And then so on.
I'm still going to speak here. Go ahead, Max. Whenever you're ready.
Hey, shut up. I have only one question. What defines you as a Russian person? And your language too. If you didn't speak Russian and only English, huh?
Continue.
Let him finish, guys.
Okay, culture and language defines you as a Russian person, or as a Spanish, or as a whatever you are. If the world only had one language, the benefits would be none, because maybe understanding each other, but that's really not a benefit, because if you want to tell them like something top secret or something, everyone could understand you. Jobs, a lot of jobs would be eliminated. Translations, teachers, Spanish, French teachers would be out of the frame. And how many people do you know that have a big international business and only speak one language? No. Most of the people that have business in Europe, a lot of parts in Europe, speak more than one language. So I think it's good to keep your own language for culture-wise and job-wise.
Question. I don't understand why you guys are saying that if English will be a global language, then it means that you don't have to learn other languages. You said how many businessmen who are on the international level speak only one language. You don't need to speak like only one language. It's okay to speak many languages, but like so the English is a common language around the world, so people can understand you. In your culture, no one says that in your culture you should speak English. You speak your own language in your culture. However, for example, if you come to Russia, would you like to be able to communicate here? Yes, but believe me, like you won't be able because you're not allowed. That's what I mean. Like, it would be good to come to other countries freely and be able to communicate in English.
If it becomes global, it will extinction of language.
Again, if English was a global language, little languages like Catalan and like others like this would be extinct. And then, what if Russian was extinct? You wouldn't feel identified as a Russian person. If you only spoke English and only English, you wouldn't feel like, oh, I'm real Russian.
The thing is, I don't know that it will extinct. I'm saying like about the facts, and you're saying that what if it will extinct? What if the world will collapse tomorrow?
Every 60 seconds, a language dies, and I don't know how many languages die.
Yeah, but why is it exactly because of the globalization of English?
Because everyone starts speaking English everywhere.
Where everywhere.
No.
English is not globalized now.
Now it's
not.
not.
It's globalized, but like
It's widespread.
it's widespread. But we're talking about is it good if
But it's being-
it will be a global language.
But it's being globalized, and because of this, a lot of languages are being extinct. And then we're and
This
because
will
of
be the last question for this part. Okay, move on.
and because of this, a lot of languages are being extinct.
Good.
So you're talking about if there's a globalized language that small language will extinct. Why do you think it's a bad thing? Why do you think globalization is making our world being a worse world? Not a
We're
bad
not
world?
saying that it's making our world worse. Is that making?
So
we're
you're
not-
talking
look,
about globalization
there-
makes the world not as bad, not as good as
we didn't say not as good. We're talking about languages. We're not talking
You're
about
saying
world in general. We're not talking about people in general.
You're saying that like languages of small countries are becoming extincted now. So for now, English is becoming a global language, and most of the languages of small countries are getting extincted, like Catalonian. You made an example. And in the future, if this tendency is going to grow up, our prediction is that all the languages of the world are going to be extinct, except including Spanish, Russian, including like
No,
everything.
my question is that if English is not a globalization language, but it's another language, will you accept that? Or you're not accepting any globalized language?
We don't-
So you're talking about if your opinion is like that. So
Wait,
your opinion is
let's-
globalization is not a good thing.
The globalized language would be Spanish or a different language. Would you agree with that? I think that's what
No, still
No, because it was like.
So you're talking about globalization is not a good thing. So please explain why do you think globalization is not a good thing?
Because if you globalize English, English is gonna be like spoken everywhere, and then like all
We're
the
not
smaller.
talking about English,
But
right?
I
Okay,
mean,
let's say
that-
Chinese. Let's say
that-
Mandarin Chinese, okay? If Chinese speak Mandarin Chinese it's globalized, like what's the values of other languages?
You maybe would feel
Yeah,
identified
because-
because you're Chinese, and you would feel like, okay, I'm identified because I still speak that language. But what if English or Spanish was globalized?
How would you
Spanish
feel?
people would be identified, but part of you, your like culture and everything, would die because you wouldn't have your language anymore.
Like
A culture can live in another language. It doesn't matter.
yeah, but
But like
Like, there are
language
so
is a
many-
part of
there
culture,
are
so
so many
like.
words.
It's part of your identity. What defines you as Chinese?
Yeah, so
What
like
defines
you're
you
gonna
as
add
Chinese?
Chinese into your English.
Yeah,
That's
why
what-
not?
Okay, I would love to keep this going. We should probably give her a chance. Okay, we'll have another chance, but let's continue with person 6.
6 and this year.
Okay, Tony. Tony, I'm gonna keep it pretty tight for about 2 minutes, okay?
Bravo.
Is the computer on?
Yes.
We believe that English should be a global and the global language of all. 375 million use it as first language. Another 75 countries use it as the main language. 75% of the world information is in English. Second largest official language in the world. 56% of internet is in English. 1.5 billion people speaks English already. Over 50 countries use English. And English is spoken in 105 countries and is the official language in 83 countries. For that reason, we think English should be the global language, but we have more. A good fact about English and why we don't choose another language is because English is similar to many European languages. That's what makes it easier for some people to learn it. It will solve problems in the world. As we said, communication is the main problem and the biggest issue in the world, and we could maybe find peace. Everyone will understand each other, and peace will be possible. Travel anywhere without learning a new language. You can go anywhere, any place, and you could be able to speak with people even if they had another language. You will know English as the global language. We will be more united as a nation, as the world. Globalization will be possible, and most big business use English to trade already and to communicate. There are bigger companies like Alibaba, Amazon, or this one. They're like deciding to, let's do business in English, even if we're from another countries, because we believe that if we use English, we're going to increase our sales because most of the people is going to be the global language. So for that reason, we believe that English should be the global language, and in some future is going to be. But we're not saying that English is not taking out your language. We believe you can have your own language and you can talk another language, because we're not against bilingualism. We think bilingualism is a positive thing, but we're saying that have a global language in common to trade and for business is a good thing for us, and we should think about it. Merci beaucoup.
That's fair.
So probably many of you ask yourself the question, why would you study other languages when everyone speaks English. So this is a common view among English native speakers. It's somehow true, and English is the most common second language. English, if we would like only speak English, we would just like restrict the conversation to English. It would reduce the quality of the conversation, and only one language would lead to groupthink and would blind us to major problems. For example, most of Nobel Prize winners are people who lived or moved to an English-speaking country. Many books are written in or about America, and of course in English. This means a discourse in heavily skewed by U.S. viewpoints, to the point that if it could feel that people forget about the word, that the word like exists other than only the U.S. So like what could we do? We could like translate scientific journals to other languages and just like show people that like word exists other than like the US and Canada. So people would speak other languages and adapt other languages in business conferences, so they wouldn't be only in English.
Let's that could probably do about 3 minutes. Do you want to ask?
I'm gonna ask a question to Maxime. Off the graph. First, I want to understand what's EPI score. It's a test system or
It's let me no, I don't know. Don't. Wait, it's English proficiency index.
okay. This is talking about English proficiency. Shows a strong correlation
So
with a country's gross national income. I'm gonna take an example of Estonia.
yeah.
They have a very high score, right? Around almost 70, 67. But like, where does it show a strong correlation? Look at the line of best fit. It's not anywhere close to the line of best fit.
You know what's the outliers?
What do you mean? What's the outliers?
You know what is it?
Yes, but there's not just only one outlier.
Singapore and Estonia are two outliers. However, according to the line of best fit, we can see that the correlation is a positive.
But there are not just only these two like crazy outliers. There are like many outliers here. Also.
Even if you take all the outliers, how it goes up. Even with all the outliers. The line of best fit is just the relation of the whole oval, let's say. If I put all of these things here, if you want, it still goes up. It goes up and it will go like this, up.
Well, like, isn't it supposed like, okay, let's say Estonia, it's like right here.
Yeah.
Isn't it supposed to go like higher? Maybe the income goes like maybe closer to somewhere here. Or here.
But it doesn't matter like the income goes, it still has a positive correlation.
Yeah, it still has a positive correlation, but the problem is.
Is there any other questions? I know there's. We can.
I have a question for Tony.
Okay, let's make this the last one before we finish up.
Pero quiero que conteste.
Too late.
Tony said that it would be easier to do business, but I don't think so because people who do business internationally nowadays, they know more than one language, and it's more difficult to do business. But whatever was easier, less rich people would be rich because it would be easier. But now it's only the 1% of the population that, or how can I say, rich.
My point is, if Spain is doing business with the United States, what language are they going to use? They're not going to use Chinese or French. They're going to use English. What about if China is trading with Spain? They're going to use English. What about if Brazil is trading with Canada? They're going to use English.
could have a translator.
Yeah.
Because if we start globalizing English now,
That's expensive.
shut up.
It's not going to be for 50
We're not going to
minutes.
stop it there. Let's stop it there because I want to if there's a few more minutes at the end, let's go ahead with the closing arguments, the concluding person said.
You want to see a closing argument?
So then we want the Max and
Right, let's see. Having English as a global language is largely beneficial due to many things. With English as the lingua franca, there will be more opportunities for people. More education will be spread, and communication will be easier. Almost all of the internet is used in English, and today it is spoken in a large number of countries, and it is the official language of 82 countries. 1.5 billion people speak English, and 80% of information is stored in English. The main point of having English as a global language is that the world would be a more peaceful place, there would be less conflict, and more knowledge would be spread because of communication. Thank you.
Hello, so English shouldn't be the only language we speak, we see in public, taught in school, and read in books. Every single language has its own value. Every single language holds a culture, identity, and traditions. And there will be many drawbacks if we only speak one language. So, for example, translation. I believe in Spanish, there is something that cannot be directly translated to English. Some phrase, some expression. So, of this, we can lose the way of speaking, or perhaps our expression. And also, we'll lose our culture. We'll lose the culture, and it cannot be recovered. By this, I mean that if one language died, there is no way to bring a language back alive, because if no one understands it, how could you bring it back alive? In the era of globalization, you shouldn't expect people to speak you shouldn't expect everyone to speak the same language. In fact, we think that we should spread our languages to other people, so that people can be bilingual. Languages are not merely the tool of communication. It is also the key to other cultures, and also expressions. Imagine the world without any other languages, but only English. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Nice debate, guys. Give yourselves a nice applause. I think the thing we learn about debates is that we want to, sometimes because of our ego, we want to be right. And that's not a bad thing. But we also have to realize, especially with the debate question, that it's not necessarily about being right, but about exploring the question. Because I think in education, it's not about the answers, it's about the questions.